Should you keep your client's video files? If so, for how long? And should you charge for it? If you want to find out how we do it, watch this video.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
So you've just finished up your client's project, you send them the exported file, and in our unicorn fairy tale world, he even paid on time. And now what? Depending on the size of the project and the camera you used, you end up with a lot of gigabytes of raw footage. So depending on the size of the project as well as your camera, you end up with a lot of footage, ranging from hundreds to thousands of gigabytes. And should you just store them for free for an eternity? Probably not. Should you store them at all? Definitely yes. Why so? In our experience, a lot of our clients just come back to us after a couple of months, even a year after, and they want to have some small changes. For example, some new social media site just launched a new different feature. For example, Facebook had this cover video for Facebook pages, and now we had several clients approach us and they wanted to have a version of a video we shot for them earlier and have it edited in a way that they could use it for a Facebook page. And also maybe they want to shoot another interview with you, and then they want to have the B-roll you shot earlier to overlay that on top. There's so many different versions. You can actually make money if you just keep the footage for a client later on. But obviously that doesn't happen for every client. So you should implement a little bit of a strategy and treat every client differently. And that brings us to our first point. Communication. Just don't do whatever you feel like and just like, okay, now I think I can delete the footage afterwards. I mean, as far as I know, there's no legal binding to actually keeping the footage. You probably are good if you just want to delete it the day after everything, and nobody can hold you accountable for it. But I'm not 100% sure, though this is not a legal advice, but I have never heard of anything like that. But then again, like I already said, you shouldn't do that. So how long should you keep it? The thing is, communicate everything in advance. When we do our video production, we always have a video production pre-contract in place for all of our video shoots, and so should you. But this is going to be another topic of another video. So what is in our contract? We decide to put in our contract that we store the video files for exactly 1 year for free. So what happens after a year? Like I said, we have several clients that we do a lot of videos for. We have one client we shoot 10 videos a year for. The other one we do just something on a regular basis every month. So whenever we do another video for them, we just kind of reset the timeline on the 1 year expiration date. For other clients we haven't heard from in a long time, we just shoot them an email prior to the deadline approaching and ask them, hey, we have your footage, we haven't heard from you in a while. If you want to keep it for another year, then we would have to charge for you. So if they come up to you and say, hey, I don't really want to be charged for you storing it another day, could you just send out the files? Don't do it. Why shouldn't you do it? Because it's your copyrighted files. Don't give out the raw files for free. Obviously, you can offer them a buyout to give them all the raw files, so maybe that's even another opportunity to make more money, even though most clients are not willing to pay the extra amount of money for it. And why shouldn't you just give them the raw files for free? Then obviously they're off your hands, and if you really want to shoot something for them again, then they already have the footage, right? Not really. Because first of all, it's your content. You don't know what they want to do with it. In our production contracts, there's a point that they're not even allowed to edit the footage afterwards, and we're the only one to edit them, because you don't really want to have your footage end up on some website, maybe even your logo is in it, and they just butchered it with Windows Video Maker because they have an intern that knows video editing. And now there's a really shitty version of your content out there that you didn't really produce. So how much should you charge for keeping the content for another year? And I don't really have a straight answer for you because it really depends on the client and the project. For example, if you charge $500 for the video in the first price, it obviously doesn't really make sense to store the footage for $200 for another year. And it also depends on how big was the project. Was it a project shot over several weeks with a lot of cameras, so you end up with terabytes of footage? Then obviously you have to charge a little more. But generally speaking, just maybe look at the price, what the actual hard drive space costs you, and then put a little bit on top for your actual work to having stored. And don't forget the backup. The backup is also really important, and you also have to charge for the backup. Just charging for one hard drive space isn't enough. And like I said, if you're interested in a whole backup solution, comment in the section below. So what are your storage options? We have a centralized storage unit where there's all our footage. We also have backups in place. We have faster hard drives directly attached to our computers. And if you're interested in our entire workflow, how we edit, what we edit off, and how we do our backups, let us know in the comments below, and then we can do another video on that. So that is our options. I know other people that actually have a separate hard drive for every client. So whenever they do a project, they just buy an external hard drive, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, whatever they shoot on, and they charge the client for it. And after they're done with shooting for the client, they just put all the footage on there and put it in the shelf and be done with it. I don't really like that option because then you're really prone to failure, you don't really have a backup, and that's a lot of hard drives you have to buy and store somewhere, and it's probably going to get messy. If you only shoot, I don't know, 5 to 6 videos a year, that is a good option for you. We shoot a lot, so that is not a good option for us. So to summarize this video, yes, in my opinion, you should keep the files. You only should keep it for a certain amount of time that you communicate with the client in advance, and then you should charge for it later on. That was just a quick tip. We just moved into our new office, so everything really isn't in place. I hope the audio is alright because we really have a big echo here. And that video was really just a short one, and it was also pretty late because, like I said, we're just moving in everything. So we're really busy at the moment. But if you like that video, and we will do a lot of more of these quick tips, tutorials, insights in our business or the industry as well, then subscribe to our YouTube channel, share it with your friends, you know the drill, and I'll see you on the next one.
I've never been the one who's worried, always been the one who's keeping it cool. The kind of guy who chill while others hurry. I didn't know that I've been the fool. I've been telling